wanted to get into this Big Sean album?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let me hear your thoughts on it first.
I got about a half a page worth of notes on Big Sean, but, I really was feeling this album. Man. Big Sean, he's in a more mature space. And to me, the whole theme of this album seems to be like Big Sean's just getting older, and he's realizing, like, he can't be the same person he used to be. And it seems like he just has a lot on his plate, like a lot of family members coming at him, asking him for things, and he's just realizing he can't do it all for everybody. But he's still trying to have that balance between being a superstar and still being Sean. That's what I think was mainly the theme of this album. And how'd you feel about it?
Man, I love the album. I mean, I'm gonna be biased because I'm a big Sean fan, and since day one, like one time I was thinking you actually put me on to Sean, and I think the first mixtape I heard from him was you know Big Sean. That was the first one, and I just hear his growth from all the way back then and now. Man, I just love the album. I think this is definitely, out of the three albums, this is definitely his best album. And he said that, this album, he didn't listen to the labels. He wasn't looking for no radio records. And I could tell, based off his mixtapes and compared to his albums, I agree with that, because I know with mixtapes you get more freedom, even though you want a label, but with the label, you still have to deal with somebody in your ear. But this time, I can tell this is all him, and I really appreciate it. Like the songs, he had lines on there, the beat selection, the features, like the respect he got for Wane on there. I'm going back and forth with Kanye. Man, I love that album, man.
Are there any standout tracks for you? Any specific tracks that come to mind?
Yeah, the joint. All right, what's the record? The record with him and Kanye go back and forth. Like both of them just got. What's it called?
It's called All Your Fault, featuring Kanye West. All Your Fault.
Yeah, All Your Fault. That joint is it got so many quotables in there. Like those lines are gonna be so talked about. Like the line that Kanye said about Chris Brown, don't leave Mickey end up with a goofy. Like all those lines, they're gonna be re-quoted. So that's definitely a standout record. But I think the next single he should put out is the song with Chris Brown and Dolla. I think that just got hit written all over it. Actually, I like Chris Brown. He's a great artist to me. One of the best entertainers right now. And I actually like Dolla a lot. I don't know if he's the best singer. It sounds like he's auto-tuned or something. But it's just his voice, the tone of his singing, it's just real smooth. I really like Dolla a lot. So I think it's gonna be a banger. This joint with him and Lil Wayne.
That's called Deep.
Deep. Deep definitely. That's definitely a standout record. So,
let me get you a quotable off of Deep. Lil Wayne said, "I talk that cash money is YM plus CMB is a broke man is an optimist." I don't know if he was still with Cash Money when he dropped that line, but what did you think about that line?
Yeah, when he said that, I was thinking about that, but I'm pretty sure that was recorded while they were still cool, because he don't feel that way no more, I don't believe. So.
And then he has another line, a couple of lines later, he says, "Sean doesn't get his shine because he doesn't get tattoos to throw up signs, so I'm going to throw up mine."
Yeah, and with that one, I agree with him. When people mention, the best lyricists, right now, Sean, as far as the young MCs, he's one of the top ones. People, they'll just listen to, the single. You'll hear, the joint dance, him and Nicki Minaj, and you hear him, wobbly, wobbly, and stuff like that. So people don't think that he really can rap. But, the boy, he got bars, so he definitely don't get his respect. And like Wane, he's saying, because he don't have tattoos to throw up gang signs. Because, like, if you look at, like, any rapper, like, that's just the normal thing. They smoke weed, they got a bunch of tattoos. Like, it's kind of like an anomaly. He's not like the typical, he don't fit like the typical cookie cutout of most of today's rappers. So I agree with that.
You said if he looked like Kid Ink, he would get more promotion?
I mean, Chris Brown on every single single, so they did a fan of a fan first. Like, every song is Kid Ink and Chris Brown.
He said he did the fan of a fan part 1.
Yeah, this the new one is part 2. Like, this has already been done. Every time I hear Kid Ink, Chris Brown is like, I don't know.
A song.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on? Like, you agree with what Wayne said?
Well, I absolutely agree. I think Sean doesn't get his shine, not only because he's not really a street rapper, it's because he was also on a label with some heavy hitters with Common, Kanye, Pusha T, 2 Chainz. It's real hard to get your shine when you kind of associated with these acts that have been out for like a decade before you was even heard. But there's another track I want to talk about that's a standout track for me. It's called Win Some, Lose Some. That's
I like that joint too.
The rape situation. He says, getting dressed for court, that's my lawsuit. And then he's talking about his homeboys. He can't roll with them no more. The label told him he can't roll with them no more. And then he also has a line on there about his one of his friends back in the D. He said, we're supposed to be role models. No wonder why she wanted to smoke weed and skip college. So that's a song, for me, it's kind of like introspective, showing you what he's really going through right now. You know, what you think about it?
Yeah, that's another standout record to me. Like, I really like that. Like, really with this whole album, I like that it gets personal and talk about, like, those issues. I think that, that's one thing that separates good artists from great artists, when you can bring in your own life and say things that's relatable to everyone. And I think it's definitely what he's doing with that record. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that great artists, they find a way to really connect with the people, whether it's connecting with, what's going on in politics and socially, or whether it's connecting your real life and putting it into music and just, putting your emotions out there and being vulnerable. And with that said, the standout, my favorite track from this album was One Man Could Change the World, after the tribute to his grandmother.
Yeah.
And it gave me the feeling of the song, if you remember Memories off of Finally Famous, the album. It gave me that same feeling, I guess because John Legend's on there. But to me, that song really hit home, man. And, he has voice clips on there of his grandmother. He has voice clips on the outro of his father. So, Big Sean's really getting personal on this album, man. You get to hear his family. So, I really feel like he's making that connection to the fans, and I think that people can really appreciate him for that.
Yeah, I agree. And plus, like, when you put, what's his name, John Legend on the song, like, he's one of the most soulful singers. Like, he'll sing something, like, you just start getting chilled. Like, you start feeling it. So putting him on that record, it touched you just a little bit more, because it's like what he adds to a record, like on like an already emotional track, and you put that on there, like, it just take it to a whole nother level.
Absolutely. And the outro with Big Sean's father, I was kind of laughing. Big Sean's father did not sound like how I expected him to sound.
Nah, me neither.
Kind of has a weird voice.
One of those. Yeah, I imagine him having like a big, gigantic mustache for some reason. I just didn't expect him to sound like that.
He's like, hey, Sean, people like you because you speak from the mind, but they feel you from the heart. I was like, I guess I feel it. I rock with it. I get what he was trying to say.
Hey, I think he was drunk.